Rain lashed against the car windows like the sky itself was mourning. Inside a dimly lit gas station on the edge of town, Mia sat motionless at a sticky plastic table, cradling a cup of coffee that had long gone cold. Her daughter Lily, barely 6, slept curled up across 2 chairs, a worn-out stuffed rabbit tucked under her arm. They had been on the road for hours, running, not from the police or some criminal past, but from something quieter and far more invisible, heartbreak. Mia wasn't broken in the loud, visible ways. She didn't cry often, didn't scream, didn't punch holes in walls. Her wounds lived deep in her chest, shaped by years of broken promises, betrayals, and the echo of a single line, "I love you," but every man in her life had followed that phrase with some version of abandonment. So when the young man approached her table, tall, lean, barely 25, she tensed. "Mind if I sit?" he asked, gesturing to the empty chair across from her. She studied him. No wedding ring. No clipboard. No salesman's smile. Just a sincere look in his eyes and a hand slightly trembling from the cold. "Suit yourself," she replied. He sat, not pushing further. For 5 long minutes, silence hung between them, broken only by the hum of the refrigerator behind the counter. He didn't ask questions. He didn't look her up and down. He just warmed his hands on his own cup of coffee and occasionally glanced at Lily with a soft smile. "You running from something?" she finally asked. "No," he said. "Just trying to find somewhere I belong." That struck something in her. Somewhere I belong. Wasn't that what she wanted for Lily? For herself? "Names?" she asked. "Eli," he said. "Yours?" "Mia." "That's Lily." He nodded. "She looks peaceful. Like she trusts the world." Mia chuckled dryly. "That's because she doesn't know any better yet." "Maybe," he said. "Or maybe she still believes people can surprise her." Mia turned to face him. "You don't know what people are capable of." "I do," he replied, eyes not flinching. "And I think you do too. That's why you're so careful now." Silence again. But this time, it wasn't awkward. It was thoughtful. Comforting. The hours passed. The gas station slowly emptied. Eli didn't leave. He offered no compliments, no flirtation. Just calm presence. Around midnight, Lily stirred and whimpered in her sleep. Mia leaned over to soothe her, but Eli was already standing, gently tucking his jacket over the little girl. Mia raised an eyebrow. "Don't." He paused. "It's just a jacket. I've met too many men who start with, just a jacket." Eli sat back down. "And I'm not here to start anything. Just, to be a human being." Mia looked at him, eyes narrowing slightly, defenses still thick. "I don't trust men." "I know," he said softly. "And I'm not asking you to." That response stunned her more than any sweet words could have. He wasn't offended. Wasn't trying to prove her wrong. He was just, accepting. Sometime after 2 a.m. Mia's head dropped to the table. She hadn't slept in over 36 hours. Her body gave in. She woke up hours later to sunlight peeking through the gas station window, Lily still sound asleep beside her. Her hand was warm. And when she looked down, she realized someone was still holding it. Eli sat beside her, eyes red from lack of sleep, hand loosely wrapped around hers. Not possessive. Not suggestive. Just, gentle. She pulled her hand away, slowly. He didn't react. "You didn't leave," she said. "No. You looked like you needed someone to stay. You held my hand all night. I figured, maybe it would remind you that not every touch has to hurt." She didn't reply. Couldn't. Her throat clenched as memories surged, every moment a man touched her out of want, not care. Every time she'd been left holding herself in the dark. This was the first time someone held her without wanting to take something in return. "Why?" she finally whispered. Eli looked at her, his voice steady. "Because someone once held mine when I didn't think I deserved it." He reached into his bag and pulled out a photo, a woman in a hospital bed, smiling weakly. "My mom. She raised me on her own too. Died last year. Cancer." Mia studied the photo, then him. "She used to tell me," he continued, "the world can be cruel, son, but never let it make you cruel too." Mia felt her guard cracking. "Just a little. I don't know what you've been through," Eli said, voice gentle. "But I do know this, sometimes people stay. Not because they want something. Just because they remember what it felt like when someone stayed for them." The next few hours were quiet, but not heavy. Lily woke and giggled at Eli's funny faces. He made paper airplanes out of napkins. Mia let herself laugh, for the first time in what felt like years. When it was time to go, Eli didn't ask for her number. He didn't suggest a future. He just handed her his jacket. "For the road," he said. "You can throw it out later if you want." She took it. And for the first time since her divorce, since the nights of screaming fights and silent tears, she felt something unfamiliar, safe. 3 months later. The knock on her apartment door came just after dinner. Mia opened it, and there stood Eli, holding a bag of groceries and looking just as unsure as the first night. "You left this behind," he said, holding up a small bracelet Lily had dropped in the car months ago. Mia stared. Then smiled. "I told you I don't trust men," she said. "I'm still not asking you to," he replied. "But maybe I could help you start again. As a friend." She stepped aside. And that night, they didn't talk about the past. They didn't talk about the future. They just shared a meal, laughed, and when Lily climbed into Eli's lap and asked if he could stay forever, Mia didn't stop her. Years later, at a small wedding held under a willow tree in a quiet park, Mia stood in a simple white dress, tears in her eyes as she said, "I never believed I could trust again. And I'm still scared sometimes. But you showed me love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Gentle. Patient." And Eli, still holding her hand, replied, "And I'll keep holding it. Even when you're afraid. Especially then. We are all carrying scars the world can't see. But sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness, a quiet night, a held hand, a jacket shared, can begin to rewrite the entire story. This is not just a tale of romance. It's about healing. And that healing begins with one person choosing to stay.